Good evening, everyone. I do apologize that our meeting I do apologize that our meeting does say 5:30. Um, it's supposed to be at 6:30. There is an edit to the system. So please forgive me on that information, the miscommunication of that information, for our meeting to begin at 5:30. It was supposed to be 6:30. I do apologize. But being that, we are on, I'm making some edits now uh, to the meeting so that we will not be interrupted, as we engage with, our communities. So, I'm sort of kind of glad somewhat that, you know, we're in this, position to start our meeting early. Uh, Again, I do apologize for all that may have received the 5:30 information. Um, Again, I do apologize. That was an oversight on my part. Uh, yeah, so um, being that we do have a little time. I did again change the date and time for the meeting, so um, it will be it will take place as usual. So just know that we are definitely looking forward to engaging with our neighbors, but do not want to uh, compromise anyone that uh, that may be in commute or anything of that nature, especially with the shelter in place alert that we got from Stan today, especially specifically to neighbors that live within the South End community. And so, yeah, we didn't want to meet in person, because the all clear probably uh, came about at 5:10. And I'm not gonna subjugate our neighbors and partners and supporters to that type of those conditions or even stress, right? Because I am extremely stressed. Especially with that information that came through. So again, I do apologize for the miscommunication of our meeting starting at 5:30. Um, we are definitely and eager to, engage with our neighbors and let them know all that we have going on with with the neighborhood association. So please, um, sit tight, like the old people say. Please sit tight. Give us just a minute for the rest of our neighbors to come in.
Now, the scene is kind of winding down right now. Meanwhile, this is Francine trying to get going before I do our next one. It's not really, it's midnight. Farmers get the eye well formed, just can't break
Again, welcome to those that just came in. There was a miscommunication about our meeting time. Our meetings normally start at 6:30. I again do apologize for that miscommunication. Maybe I was just extremely eager to have our information and neighborhood association communicated to what, especially like what we have going on and what milestones we've accomplished over the last month. So I do apologize, but our meeting technically starts at 6:30. So what we'll do is I will be sort of kind of uh, addressing any questions you may have prior to the meeting. If there's any concerns, of course, with the information or the accident that our neighbors within the ExxonMobil facility, South End, uh, had underwent today. So again, if you want if you want to have any, if you have any questions or concerns about uh, stand messages that you may have received today um, about, neighbors within the South End, please feel free to either ask those questions in the chat, or you can ask that meeting over the video. But I would ask again, please respect the fact that I am not a petrochemical professional. That's not my calling, nor was it my profession or learning curve or nothing of that sort. So if you do have questions about the stand, we do have Beaumont PD that's on currently, and as well as some other city officials and maybe even some county officials, and hopefully some of our neighbors from ExxonMobil that will come on to address the issue uh, that happened today. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to acknowledge those in the chat and or in the unmute your mic and then ask your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, I do have a concern with the accident that occurred today. Mr. President, how are you this evening?
I'm finding yourself, Madam Director, and how are you?
I'm good. My name is Neva Jasper, and I also am a member of the Charlton-Pollard Association. I live in the Charlton-Pollard area. My concern was the warning coming the way it came. My concern was basically for a lot of elderly people that are in their homes and may not receive that type of warning on their phones or whatever. And it should have been broadcasted better on the news than it was. It was just, to me, it was just downplayed. That's a serious matter. I'm not an expert, but I have worked in several of the refineries in Louisiana that also deals with toxic chemicals, hydrogen gas, and the acid that was released. My concern was, even if those people do not have that kind of means to hear the warning, or most elderly people I know watch the news, it should have been addressed more than what it was addressed, because that was a serious matter. When you get a text message saying that shelter in place and put wet towels under your door and duct tape your doors and windows and turn off your air conditioners, that's a serious matter. Those type of gases and chemicals can be detrimental to a person's health. If those people did not get that text to me, someone should have from ExxonMobil or the fire department, whoever should have gone around in the Charlton-Pollard neighborhood, since that was the main focus, on a bullhorn and let everybody know what was going on. Those that were sitting outside their homes, a lot of times people sit on their porches or whatever in the afternoon when it cools down. Okay, if they don't know about this, then that means they're ingesting those chemicals. Like I said, Channel 6 KFDM did not do their part to me because they just showed the in the distance of ExxonMobil and made the mention of the shelter in place. It should have been elaborated more. Like I said, you got elderly people that lives in that neighborhood mostly that do not know what's going on, or people that are sitting outside their homes that don't know what's going on. When it get that serious, if they want you to duct tape your windows and doors and wet towels under the cracks of the doors, and that's serious. So to me, it should have been better performed than what it was. That's my concern. Like I said, I have worked in several plants in Louisiana. I've been gassed out twice, and I know what those gases can do. Um, Someone needs to be more on top of it. When Exxon Mobil have had gas leaks in the past, I've smelled it. Nobody else realized what it was. I've smelled Exxon Mobil. I've smelled Olin Chemical with the hydrogen gas. I've smelled different fumes for the sulfuric acid gas, and it turns to a gas once it's spilled. So, and if the wind is high, yes, it does carry. But our main concern is for the immediate area of that spillage or that release. So that's my concern. It should have been addressed more than what it was. I can't hear you.
I thank you, ma'am, for your concerns and for your comments. I do agree about the level of alerting our community. I do agree about the level that should have been taken to, you know, again, not only let our neighbors know, but to, let adjacent neighborhoods as well know what what the situation is. Again, not knowing is one thing, but not having access to that type of information is a horse of a different color, right? And like you said, not everybody lives in the South End that received that message, but there are many that commute to the South End for work, for school, for picking up their children, So yeah, I totally agree. There should have been, a larger alerting process, especially for the epicenter, like you mentioned, the South End where the release happened. Again, today we do have high wind that may pick up some of these gases and or emissions and carry them into other communities and to other homes. And being that the wind projection was mostly westward, that covers or encompasses the rest of the city of Beaumont, right? And so I totally agree. There was some, lack of communication, whether it comes from Jefferson County, the SCAN system, whether it comes from Jefferson County, the county judge, whether it comes from the county emergency management, whether it comes from the city fire department, city emergency management, the mayor. All of these individuals should have been at least not putting themselves per se into harm's way, but went on to, like you said, extreme alerting the community of what can possibly, what is actually going on and what could possibly happen.
Yes.
Ms.
You have a lot of people
Oh, I'm
that
sorry, go
could
ahead.
have panicked from that, just that alert,
Right, right.
not realizing it.
There was a lot of panic that,
Yes,
public panic that I received, especially on my side, and trying to communicate, something that happened out of nowhere, and then to, communicate with individuals from these particular, from our neighbor ExxonMobil, and again from our county judge, and from our, city fire chief, that information to me. It wasn't communicated like the stand message, right? The stand message told you to take extreme caution, extreme measures, right? Like you said, taping up your doors and windows, putting
that's a
away
serious
towels
matter.
underneath the door, that those things did alert the community, and as well as other neighbors that are not in particularly the South End, right? And so I definitely agree on alerting, and what I wrote down was extreme alerting, especially when there is extreme issues that are going on, industrial, train, however, a gas leak from, natural gas or whatever. I think there should be, a different, or a more extreme way of alerting our public. I noticed, Ms. Gayla, you have your hand up. Can you have the floor?
Yes. Thank you. My head has been in the cloud all day today because I've just been busy at school, and I did receive the messages, but I really was not sure what it was about. I was just kind of scanning through. And to Miss Nev, is that her name? Miss Nev, the
Ms.
lady.
Neva? Her name is Neva.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at what the thing say.
So I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna help her edit her name on her.
Okay. Okay. But she made a very valid point that I think this is worth like community members probably getting together to see if ExxonMobil would facilitate some training for community members in close proximity on what we should do to keep ourselves safe in these kind of situations, because the reality is when we live close to these places, things like this happen. But a lot of the issue is, as community, we don't know how to respond. Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. I'm thinking in my head right now while she was talking, I was Googling, because I'm about to go have my mama come to my house because I'm concerned about all the remissions and all of that getting in the home. And we have children in close proximity to these schools. So I think it's just a very responsible thing to ask maybe for ExxonMobil. Maybe they could facilitate some type of training or learning for us in close proximity. What should we do in these situations? How do we, do we put the cold towels or what she suggested? I had no idea that's what we do. And I'm concerned that a lot of community members that's not in these spaces don't know what to do in these circumstances. And like I said, it's inevitable sometimes. It's unfortunate. It happens. But what we need as community is what to do in these circumstances to keep us as safe as we could be kept. And I think that's all community really want and really need. So yeah, that's something that I would like to know, if there's someone here with Exxon, if that's something that they do. And if it's not nothing, if that is not nothing that they currently do, what can we do to get that on the books to where we can host that type of training in community, and even partnering with Charlton-Pollard to make sure that our schools are well equipped. When these things go out, they can have their janitors, hop in gear and do whatever needs to be done to just keep that safety for community in close proximity. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And I agree, Ms. Gayla. There needs to be some type of educational process, I guess, or familiarity process, right? And I'm glad I'm glad you mentioned that, because as our neighborhood engages with all of Beaumont in building resiliency and having an area or a sense of safety and security, then that those things will be covered, right? Because
Right.
being an informed community is definitely an alive community, right? And so I appreciate your comments, you and Miss Neva, Jasper's comments. Are there any other comments before we roll into our monthly meeting?
Just pardon that hand until I could get it down. I'm not raising it anymore. I'm trying to figure something out on my phone. So pardon me.
Absolutely. So if you can see my screen, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So I want to let you all know that the screen that I am sharing is our agenda for the day. And I definitely would like to thank each and every one of you all that are on and maybe attending via Zoom and or Facebook. Again, we definitely have had to make some changes, and I also apologize for the miscommunication of the time starting at 5:30. Normally, our neighborhood association meetings start at 6:30. That was a miscommunication on my behalf, and I didn't catch it until right now. So I definitely 100% apologize for that confusion if that brought in. If we could please take a moment of silence to the recently departed and our September 11th victims, again, just for a moment of silence. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you all again for attending. If you could follow me, please. Again, I'm a little flustered from this afternoon, so please forgive me. So now South End Charlton-Pollard. Yeah. Item number 1 is introductions, presentations, awareness, and announcements. South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association individual business and or organization appreciation of the month goes to Gayla Young of West Street Mouton Project. She is actually on the call right now. So for all that knows her and may see her throughout the rest of the month, go ahead, Gayla, put your camera on so people can see. If you see her throughout her studies on campus at Lamar or anywhere else in our community, being who Gayla is, the phenomenal advocate in our space for environmental awareness and consciousness. And I did say consciousness because our sister Gayla is phenomenal on finding ways of making sure that things that affect us as a community, there's always a way to combat it, right? And so like I enjoy working with Gayla. And Ms. Gayla, you have the floor if you have anything you would like to say.
Well, thank you for this, Chris. Thank you for just acknowledging the work. I spoke with you earlier, like I said earlier, I think when people are on the ground and in service to community, I think sometimes we just have to just remind them and say thank you, right? It's a lot of moving pieces, things that go on behind the scenes, where advocacy happens in ways that we don't really understand how it impacts our life, because when we use the word environmental justice, like, I know the first time I heard it, I thought of like trees and water, but we don't realize how it impacts us on our daily lives. And I think the work is very important. It has everything to do with our well-being in ways that we don't really understand, our mental health, and so many aspects that affect us. So I just thank you for that. And I just, I'm here to serve. That's it. And that's all. And bring awareness, right? Because unless we're aware, we don't have the ability to be self-empowered to build resiliency. And it's all about building resiliency for whatever it is we're going through. So I'm just glad that I'm able to do it, and I have a heart and the compassion to do it and to understand it. So thank you. And thank you for the work you do.
Absolutely, Gayla. We definitely appreciate all the work that you do, as well as, like I said, bringing the attention to our community about things that affect us. And again, like I said, neighbors and other community partners, if you see Gayla throughout the community, congratulate her on her accomplishments and the work that she does, as well as being acknowledged by the historical South End Charlton-Pollard Community Association. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next item, of course, we try to make sure that we bring awareness to certain issues that are celebrated throughout the month. This month we have National Preparedness Month. This is also National Child Obesity Awareness Month, Self-Care Awareness Month, Pulmonary Fibrosis Awareness Month, National Library Card Sign-Up Month. So go get your library card all month long. Also National Suicide Prevention Month, and I definitely want to exploit that as much as we possibly can, reach out to as many youth as we possibly can, as well as young adults and adults that may be going through certain things and just not able to figure it out mentally and or solution wise, right? And so, like, being the type of neighborhood association that we are, we try to meet our neighbors' needs or meet the need of our neighbors, so that it won't continue to either exacerbate their family and affect them even more, right? And so National Suicide Prevention Month, National Disease Literacy Month, National Recovery Month, National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and I've had several family members to be either diagnosed and or succumb to sickle cell, and I'm glad that it's this month, so that we can raise that awareness. Sickle cell anemia is something that affects the Black and Brown communities, predominantly the Black and Brown communities, and so I definitely am glad that we are taking the opportunity to bring some type of awareness that this is when that goes on. National Blood Cancer Awareness Month, National Neonatal Intensive Care Awareness Month, Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month, Prostate Health Month, National Pain Awareness Month. And I deal with pain all day, every day, 365. So I had to stick this in here, and we have to understand that some individuals endure pain to a point to where dissociate themselves from their family and friends and even miss work. And so I definitely want us to bring some awareness around that as well. My pain or my ailment is called reflex sympathetic dystrophy. It's a nerve disease, and I have it on my entire left side. That's why I'm doing like this. Weather affects it. Stress affects it. Certain types of foods that I eat affects it. The wind affects it. Taking a cold or a hot or a warm shower affects it. So again, please pay attention to some of our residents and our neighbors, because they will not, they will not acknowledge that they are in pain, but you can see it all over in their face. National Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month, Alopecia Awareness Month, National Honey Month, and that's one of my favorite things. I love honey in my coffee. It's also good to keep, especially around this particular time with COVID and other respiratory ailments and different things like that. Sore throat, strep. Honey is good for you, especially if you're doing it with teas and just sometimes straight by itself. As well as Hispanic Heritage Month, that starts on the 15th of this month and on into the 10th of October. The 15th of October. I meant to say the 10th month. So October 15th is the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. So again, celebrate, bring awareness to all of the concerns that we would like to exploit within our community. Is any questions? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So our next item is item number 2, community news reports, community news and reports, city, school district, port, county, state, and federal government reports and communications. Of course, I'm not sure if they received the information about the meeting change, but I didn't get a phone call saying, Chris, where are you? So I'm assuming that they found out. So let's hope that they did. Any city representative, school district representative?
Hey, it's Miles from the city of Beaumont.
Okay, Mr. Miles, you have the floor.
Yeah, we don't have any true updates. I jumped in. We got, the budget will be presented to be voted on next week at city council. So that's been a big thing we've been working on. I think that's it. I mean, obviously I sent you a text, prayers to everybody in the Charlton-Pollard area affected by the ExxonMobil incident, and, just reaching out to make sure you guys are okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Miles. And thank you again for reaching out to us and making sure that we were okay. Is Ms. Sheree Reed on the line? If you are, you have the floor.
Good evening. How are you guys today? So yeah, the Exxon gave the all clear about over an hour ago. It was a relatively, I think most of it was precautionary. They set it up and it was resolved internally. So our fire and hazmat team did not have to get involved. So I think it was more precautionary, but I'm definitely hope everyone, this is the perfect time to remind everybody, if you are not registered for STAN, which is the city's alert system, I definitely encourage you to sign up for that so that you can receive the phone calls and texts that we send out to the area in lieu of this alert. It is extremely important that you register so that we can get information to you timely and effective. It just so happens that we were doing hurricane prep press conference with Governor Abbott when the call came through. So everybody was already in the EEOC, so we were able to respond quickly. So I'm grateful for that as well. It is hurricane season still. And for most of you who've been Southeast Texans for a long time, you know that September is our more active month. Hurricane Francine, the last update was at 4:45 this afternoon, and she was still scheduled to hit closer to make landfall in Louisiana late this afternoon or early in the morning. But we were cautioned by the local weather service to still remain vigilant as that the storm could shift, that we can still, if she could expand. She's scheduled to hit landfall as a Category 1, but we all know that sometimes, they pick up speed on the way in. The cool front has been very helpful to our area. And although we offer thoughts and prayers to our cousins and relatives and friends in the Louisiana area, we are grateful to our sister Francine, who's decided to, go get crawfish instead of barbecue this time. So I think the recommendation today was to prepare and don't panic. Definitely make sure that you are still keeping a supply of water, your gas tanks half full, that you still have your evacuation cash on standby, so that if the need arises, you can move accordingly. Hurricane season ends November 1st, so we are on alert until then. We are still expected to get some rain, not much, from Hurricane Francine. And so the impact for potential flooding is still there as well. That's all I have. I think you'll see some, start seeing some rain in some areas close to, if not around here, but nothing too severe. And unless there's some questions for me, that's all we have. Like Miles mentioned earlier, Mr. Haynes mentioned, we will be voting on the city's budget and CIP at our meeting Tuesday at 1:30. Still a reminder, all of our council meetings are live streamed on our city page, but also on our YouTube page. And we no longer meet every Tuesday. We meet the first and third Tuesday at 1:30 and the fifth Tuesday at 5:30.
Awesome. Any questions from our viewers for Miles and or Sheree? Awesome. And I don't see any, but if I get some in the meantime, I'll definitely reach out to you all for those responses. Is that cool?
Of course.
Awesome. So now we'll move to, well, I'm sorry, are there any school district representatives on the line? A teacher? Okay. Are there any port representatives on the line, or county, state, and or federal governments on the line? Awesome. So we'll now move to Beaumont police officers, active calls for service, reports, and communication.
Good evening. We seem to have hopefully dodged a bullet with Hurricane Francine, so we are thankful for that. I won't keep you long. We have, for the last month, we had 119 calls for service, which is a great number. That's lower than usual. We had 3 abandoned vehicles that we took care of for you guys, 7 alarms, 13 animal calls. We had an auto burglary arrest. Basically, we got a call that someone was casing the courthouse parking lot area, checking vehicles. One of the sergeants was in the area, ended up making that arrest. So we got an auto burglar in custody. We were happy about that. We had 1 auto theft with an inoperable vehicle. We had 1 burglary. Entry was made by breaking a window. We had 8 criminal trespass arrests or trespass warnings. We had looks like 13 disturbances with 8 total assault charges. 7 of those were family violence. We had 3 thefts. 2 of those were scam and identity theft related. And we had 17 traffic related calls. Those are our biggest calls for service that we had. And as far as those thefts with identity and things like that, we are seeing a lot of reports of scam text, even with the software people have on their phones or different apps. They're still getting a lot of text messages and emails, and the text messages are scaring a lot of our older citizens because it will say things like you owe Verizon $3,000 or please call us back and finish filling out your credit application. Well, we're finding out that they're sending that out as just kind of a blanket scam text just to get someone to call in and them to be able to try and fish for customers. So we had a lot of people calling in and making reports thinking that their identity was stolen on those, where in fact, once contact was made, they found it was just businesses scamming, sending out, trying to scare people and then make conversation with them. So again, just be careful. Know that there are people out there that are always fishing for your information. Some of those scams are pretty elaborate. So take care of each other and check your accounts. Again, as Sheree said, we are still in hurricane season. Make sure we're prepared. We have a plan for our animals, check on our neighbors, see if they need help with the plan, check with your churches if you need assistance, and, let's all just kind of take care of each other. Any questions?
I don't see any online either, Officer Riley.
Okay. Well, that's the biggest thing. Again, please remember to keep your vehicles locked. Don't put your valuables in your vehicles. We had no guns stolen this month from the Charlton-Pollard area. So yay, that's good. I always like whenever we have a good report with no one leaving their guns irresponsibly left in their vehicles. So thank you again, guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if there are any questions that we think about throughout the day, I'll definitely, if I see them, I'll definitely reach back out to Officer Riley and let her know what your question was. I noticed there's another BPD on the line. I'm not sure who that might be.
I believe that's going to be our real-time crime center.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
Sorry, I was listening to the radio also. Yes, this is the Beaumont Real-Time Crime Center. We wanted to join in on the meeting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and welcome Beaumont Real-Time Crime Center to Beaumont. We're excited about that, I promise.
So are we.
Absolutely. And you are more than welcome any day or any month. You always have a place on our agenda, as you can see. So feel free, reach out to either myself, Officer Riley, anybody. 9 times out of 10, they have the Zoom link as well. But we'll
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. We'll definitely welcome you with open arms, Queen. Thank you again for attending.
You're welcome.
So now we'll move to our business neighbors reports and communications. Are there any businesses that are on the line today? Any business owners that are on the line that have any information that they wanted to communicate? I will say this: Beaumont Fire Department is hiring. I'll say that. Beaumont Police Department is hiring. I will also throw that out there so that if you know someone that may be looking to find a new career, maybe those two entities, I know city government as well as all of the city of Beaumont do receive applications on a daily basis. But I will say that the Beaumont Police Department and the Beaumont Fire Department are looking for willing participants that will, swear to protect and serve this community. If you have any questions, please feel free, go to the City of Beaumont it's Beaumont, Texas, all spelled out, .gov. And you can go to their website, go to their careers, and feel free. And I'm getting a text message as I speak right now that they have space available for everybody. So yes, please feel feel free to embrace the city of Beaumont with your skills, talents, and if you're looking for something new, bring it to them. I'm sure they'll be able to use whatever it is that you bring to the table as well. Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Senegal. She's a business owner, but no communications at this time. Thank you again for that communication in the chat. So we'll move to our education neighbors, reports and communications. I see our DJ was on the line. He's still here. Dr. DJ, you have the floor.
Good afternoon or good evening. I hope everybody is doing fine over there. I also received the alert. I just want to reiterate about our upcoming meeting, training for community researchers, which will be happening in Port Arthur between Saturday and Sunday, September 14 and 15 at Hampton Inn and Suites in Port Arthur. So those who have registered or have their emails on our database have been receiving emails concerning this. So if you are still interested or if you have neighbors, friends who are still interested in community work, please send them our way. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Absolutely. And Dr. AJ is from Prairie A&M. He also works with the Neighborhood Association in helping us build resiliency and gather data that will give us insight as well as direction on how to address some of the issues. And it's ironic that we had this issue today, which is also in our plans for our scenario for resiliency, building resiliency here in the entire Beaumont community, as well as Port Arthur. Again, Doc, I appreciate you being on the line. Are there any other educational institutions that would like to offer information? Awesome. Maybe a student knows something. Gayla, you a student, you know something that's going on in Lamar that we might want to know? Awesome, I guess not. So our faith-based neighbors, reports and communications. I did receive a text this evening, or well, actually this morning, from our Blessed Sacrament. Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church Bazaar. Let us fellowship with live music, cold drinks, food, feast, and much more. Again, this is their annual, and this has been going on, golly, I don't even know how many years. It's been going on a long time. So it's the date is October 6th. And that is of course lineup and everything is DJ mixes 11 to 12. Curtis Pollard and the Creole Zydeco Band is 3 to 7. Again, this is October 6th, located at 780 Porter Street in Beaumont, Texas. Again, coolers are not allowed. Coolers are not allowed on premise. Lawn chairs are welcome and there is free parking. That's what I got from one of our churches. Again, this is October 6th. So please put that in your calendar. Our next is committee members. Committee members, reports and communications. Of course, our bank statement is available for review, and being that we're not in person, if you want to review that, you can definitely reach out to the association at South End Charlton-Pollard, ghca@yahoo.com, and we will make that known in your subject that you would like to be made privy to our finances, and we'll definitely get that to you so that we're transparent with everyone. Any questions? Okay. Miss Carolyn Wright has been installed as the interim secretary of the South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association, and we say welcome. Absolutely. And we thank you for your volunteered services and will to be a part of our neighborhood. She is also a neighbor of our area, and she's just phenomenal, just phenomenal. Ms. Catherine Campbell has also been installed as the interim Events and Recreations Committee Chair of the South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association, and we say welcome. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And so if you see Miss Catherine, of course, she is the facilitator of the North End Neighborhood Association. And I had to hook, line, and sinker because at our meet and greet meeting, she addressed that she wanted to be a part. And we are not restrictive within our community or within our neighborhood association, because we know that everybody in Beaumont that's from Beaumont started in the South End. I don't care if it's your roots, it started in the South End. So you're always welcome back home. Awesome, awesome. So also our committees would like to alert voter registration, counties and state are happening as we meet. The Texas voter roll has been purged of over 1 million Texans. The association asks that we check our voter registration statuses, and if not, register with your updated information. That's if you've moved, gotten married, you are no longer, probably got divorced, you're no longer carrying that individual's name. Also, if you were a past convicted felon, and I say past because you're no longer on paper, you're no longer serving time or anything of that nature, you can register to vote here in the state of Texas. So if you received a letter sometime back saying that you were removed from the voting roll with instructions, we ask that you follow those instructions in order to be re-registered. That's all it takes. You could go to the Jefferson County Courthouse, downtown Beaumont, pick up a voter registration card, turn it in before you leave. You can also go to any post office is what I've seen. You go to the post office and also fill out your voter registration card and turn it in right there, mail it right on the spot, without even having to, go all outside of the way. Also, Department of Public Safety, is it DPS? Yes, it's Department of Public Safety, where you go get your driver's license. They also, as you register to renew or get your driver's license, they ask you if you would like to register to vote with the information that you are inputting. And they will give you a form so that you can fill out so that we won't have any issues with your voter registration. Any questions about voter registration? Also, before you make your question, go to your Texas voter portal, the website at teamrv-sos.texas.gov/MVP/MVP.do. And I'll share this information also, that link also on the call so that individuals will know. And you can also call 1-800-252-VOTE, and that's 8683 for more information, and or go to Jefferson County's voter registrar's office, which is also in the Jefferson County Courthouse, where you go pay your taxes, I think. No, you could go there to do your driver's license and your vehicle sticker. You go in there and register to vote as well. Any questions? Any concerns? Especially about 1,100,000 people being removed from the voting roll. Again, the best way to find out if you are registered to vote is check your own status. Our next item is the association was excited to meet with the new principal and vice principal of the Charlton-Pollard Elementary School. We had constructive and supportive communications that have great hope for a productive and effective school year. With student education and exposure, coupled with staff and educator support, as our goal, we are proud to continue this historic legacy of education within our neighborhood. Again, this is the oldest neighborhood that Beaumont has to offer, and everything that was anything started here, including education of Negroes from as far as Alabama to California. And so we will definitely keep that standard here with what we know to be true. Any questions so far? Also, to support these efforts, our educators and students, we encourage you to become a district volunteer. Sign up with your parent involvement coordinator, join your campus PTA, and of course, join us, the South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association, as we too are partners of BISD, and we too are partners of the campuses that are within our boundaries, which is currently Charlton-Pollard and hopefully the future Dr. King. I got something for you on that one. Any questions so far? Awesome, awesome. So the association attended, hold on, let me check our Facebook. No questions. I see no question. Also, the association attended the BISD ambassadors meeting on this morning. More information to be received to communicate to you as our neighbor. We also want to alert something that was brought up was the opportunity or the option for in this next election to vote for a tax incentive or a tax increase. Again, I'm not versed on that information, but what I will do is I will ask one of the district representatives to give us some time, maybe do a specific workshop so that we can relay that information to you all and it be thorough. And you also will, we'll have the opportunity to dialogue with that representative as well. The association attended the Southeast Texas UIFL task force meeting on this morning. More information and meetings are open to the neighbors, and we will also communicate more information, on that as well. What that is what sort of kind of what we're doing here in the South End community and the Beaumont at large, which is building resiliency, identifying, identifying disparities, obstructions, things that may conflict with individuals on being prepared or whatever the case may be. So we're definitely engaging throughout the entire community so that we will know what is to be expected, what's going on. Again, I think the topic for today was understanding, our heat index and how that can climb. Of course, if you're younger than me, you may be used to this kind of heat, but if you're older than I am and my age, you're like, it's clearly a different sun than what I used to play in, right? And so, again, we definitely want to just be cognizant of all the engagements that's going on throughout the community. Any questions so far? And if you want to, you could raise your hand and I'll see it and address your question then. Item 3, old business, new business. We are undergoing the revamping of our image and logo with hopeful additions to the motto of the association. Again, a lineage, legacy, learning, life. That is our motto. That is the motto of the association. And I'm going to say it one more time. Lineage, legacy, learning, life. Again, these are very important strategic words that encompasses not only the South End, but the growth of the legacies and lineages that were established here. So we have continued our communications with Creative 2260. You can find them at creative2260.com. As we initially reported for this project, again, in the beginning of this project, we put out an RFP, and that was the awarded recipient of our RFP. So we're going back to the drawing board. And the reason is because the logo, and I'll show it to you right fast, that we currently have will undergo some conflict when it comes to copyright and trademarking. Okay. And so what we're doing is we're taking, some edits to the image that we have and or create, something that won't be of a conflict when it comes to us branding ourselves. Any questions there? Awesome. We are pleased to begin the process of securing and developing our domain and website for ease of access to the association and its happenings. The web design, which is the new news, is the web design and format are chosen as the image and logo of the association is being decided. The designers of the website will match colors and fonts that would complement and produce a unique look for our website. We are, I got you, bro, I got you. We are, let's see, we are also insured. We are insured. The association has met the criteria and requirements as an entity that can be insured through the Alliance of Nonprofits for Insurance. A-Link Insurance Services is our broker, and will be in constant communication as we meet questions and or issues. The required waivers and agreements have been adopted by the association that would be incorporated for all ambassadors and volunteers and participants of and with the neighborhood association. Any questions? Awesome. Adult and Youth Engagement and Exposure Committee has developed its Sports and Games Auxiliary. Now that the insurance of the association is active, the adults and young and youth sports and games auxiliary has set its eyes on establishing the inaugural team of the association. And the name of it is the Legatees. I'm sorry, the Legatees. The Legatees. The inaugural team of the association Legatees basketball team. The South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association Legatees basketball team will be proposing its development program to the association prior to the rollout and recruitment phase into the team. We have communicated with area coaches and interested parties in this matter, and will be willing to coach, mentor, and volunteer in this program. Join us and stay tuned as there is more to come. Scenario disparities and conversations. We do have, like I said, our scenarios ongoing. I want to say almost bi-weekly meetings that we have morning and evening, Tuesday morning sometimes, Tuesday evening sometimes, well, mostly Tuesday morning and Thursday evenings. And so that's how we're able to engage. And also we're ongoing with one-on-one engagements and small group engagements because there is an uptick in COVID. And I do want you all to be safe and precautionary whenever you're engaging in large and or small groups. And the reason I say that is because the information that normally goes out about COVID is not being, that information doesn't come across anymore here in the state of Texas. So you have to go to the CDC website to find out that information and be up on, what it is that the numbers are for this particular area. Also, so the scenario and disparities conversations are ongoing, and that's pretty much what Dr. AJ had mentioned. sort of kind of alluded to, or that section of our resiliencies. So the new information about that is that the association, our neighbors and partners are eager to continue to meet in small groups and one-on-one with our neighbors of the greater Beaumont area in this engagement. In the engagements so far, we have been able to develop a survey that is conducive to understanding the needs and challenges of our neighbors. Along with the survey, we have been able to develop a mapping exercise that will also help us identify areas of concerns, as well as identifying obstacles. Along with that, we've also have developed a few tabletop and looking to develop even more tabletop and simulated scenarios that we are seeking partnership on to help us demonstrate the effects of and ways to address and recover. Again, that's exploratory scenario planning, and exploratory is just what it says. Things that can potentially happen even if it's not common to this particular area. And ironically, I promise y'all, if I were to pull this up, you'd be like, wow. But one of our scenarios is a leak during a storm. That's one of our exploratory scenarios, a leak during a storm. So we're already there, sort of, kind of, right? Real life scenario, it happened right in front of our faces, right? And so we'll definitely take this information as well as the engagements and as well as recommendations from our neighbors that we've heard so far about this particular issue. And so in the engagements so far, again, we're looking to take part with us in group, set up block and or one-on-one meetings. If you want to host a block meeting at your house, please let us know. Email us at South End Charlton-Pollard South End Charlton-Pollard GHCA@yahoo.com. For more information and communication. Follow our Facebook and our YouTube channel for past meetings and communications about our resiliencies, as well as the information that we come up with from other professionals, okay? The next planned hybrid meetings to save the dates for are September 19th, Thursday, September 19th, 6 to 8, Tuesday, October 8th, 10 a.m. to 12, Thursday, October 24th, 6 to 8. Our second town hall meeting, if you missed the first one, you missed the treat, especially from our speaker from Prairie View A&M. Our second town hall meeting will be Saturday, November 9th, 2024 at Lamar University, and that time and more information will be given to the community as we complete planning. Our quarterly check-in with the Lincoln Institute of Land Policy, which is our RFP, or the host organization that's allowing us to do these resiliencies. We will meet with them the week of November 11th, 2024, and that information is also, that Zoom is also available to our broader community, and you're more than welcome to attend. We'll be posting that on our Facebook and our Facebook page and profile as well. Draft toolkit report and presentation will be Thursday, December 18th, 2024 from 6 to 8. Quarterly check-in, Zoom meeting with Lincoln Institute of Land Policy, exploratory scenario planning, week of January 6th, 2025. Our wrap-up town hall and final presentation to the community, that date, time, and location will be communicated to you all. And our final quarterly check-in meeting with with Lincoln Institute of Land Policy will be sometime in February. And then that's when we will present not only a written toolkit, but it will also have physical tools like some, things that are recommended, like, especially if you're going to shelter in place, that SIP card should be in there. And so we're going to work with, our emergency management places and partners to see if we can get some of the resources that they may have in order to create a physical toolkit, as well as ask for sponsorship from other individuals, medical facilities, again, and stores that may be willing to donate for this particular cause. Any questions so far? Awesome, awesome. The association drafted the approach for a grant opportunity that will help develop and support the efforts of our architectural and aesthetics committee. New news is we are ready to begin communication for sponsorship by communicating letters and emails to community partners and interested parties in the efforts to purchase electrically powered lawn care equipment from the Chevron Ego Power Plus. That is a local, well, I wouldn't say a local, but they have a national office that we will be in communication with. Of course, we could probably negotiate something through Home Depot or Lowe's. Again, that will be for the other tools and whatnot that we need, again, to maintain a garden, to do some, green space cleaning, as well as, caring for some of our seniors that may need their yard cut, and or working families that may need some assistance in lawn maintenance as well. Again, we will be sending requests for letters of support that will be submitted with and to potential sponsors. To be a part of this awesome project, please send us an email asking to be included in the association's mailings for this endeavor at, again, South End Charlton-Pollard, GHCA @yahoo.com. Any questions? Awesome, awesome. Item number 4, neighbors' concerns, issues, and resolutions. We will be removing the large, this is a resolution, I'm sorry, y'all. This is a resolution to something that we've communicated to not only the proper officials in the city of Beaumont, but we're just gonna not really take measures into our own hands, but we're gonna help them out a bit, okay? And so we will be removing the large trash that is under the underpass for pickup by the trash services. After requesting the removal and still seeing it there, we're going to make it more accessible for large trash pickup vehicles. Again, this is underneath, but over the underpass. So that arm that they have to grab, they're not safe. And that's between the overpasses, the train tracks on this side and the overpass on that side. And so like what we're doing is we're going to pull that trash from under there and put it, to a spot that will be accessible by, the large trash truck that comes through. Not the one that dumps the trash can, but the one that actually picks up large trash. And so we'll get that to a place where that they can pick it up. Any questions? Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are still seeing some overgrown lots and rights of ways around the neighborhood. Not sure if our clean community representative has cited these properties and requested for the city to cut, but their attention is needed and requested until we acquire our lawn care equipment to assist. Our dependency will be on the city to keep our community and right of ways aesthetically pleasing and safe to the general public. Any questions? Any recommendation? So what I did was I reached out to our clean community department, and we will definitely be getting that resolved. We would like the city manager to enforce its rules and regulations on grass clippings. There are several areas in the city that have contracted services, and individual residents that are blatantly ignoring the ordinance and or requests to properly discard clippings, grass clippings. Mowing and blowing clippings in the street and storm drains is a threat to our already compromised infrastructure. We would like inspectors that are available to observe and cite a fine on contractors and or residents who violate this ordinance that is in place. Any questions? And the reason one of that is our concerns is as that matter is blown into the drains and into the street, of course, it makes its way into the storm drain itself, right? Into the catch basins. And when we have issues like what's in the Gulf right now, that does, slow the flow of water making its way out off of the street into the Nature's River. That obstructs that, okay? And so if you see somebody, let them know, hey man, don't do that by my house because I don't want my insurance to go up no more. And I don't want the infrastructure that's around my house to crumble because you're pushing this and whatever else into the gutters, right? And so that's one of the issues and resolutions that we are requesting from the city of Beaumont. Any questions? Awesome. We have some routes in the community that have some low-hanging branches that almost obstruct safe flow of traffic or damages to personally owned vehicles. Can someone reach out to the proper officials about this issue with swift resolve? And so I know we have a few Beaumont City of Beaumont employees and representatives on the call. So we'll definitely know that that's communicated and we'll reach back out to them for resolve or for feedback and communication. Any questions? Awesome. The railroad crossing on Washington Boulevard, that was communicated also to the city of Beaumont streets. But get this, y'all, that has nothing to do with the city of Beaumont, right? I understand that railroads are governed by railroads, okay, especially those specific railroad companies. But being that the city of Beaumont governs streets and rights of ways and public access, that is an issue because this railroad track has lifted. Well, the base has lifted, and especially in the westbound lane, far right. Yeah, westbound far right lane. Even if you're going slow, you could possibly bend your rim. So be cautious there. Again, we've reached out to the city of Beaumont. We've reached out to the Texas Department of Public Safety and Transit Department. And they also, as well as we have, reached out to Union Pacific. That's the railroad that we're crossing at Washington Boulevard and SP Road. I don't want you to think we're way down there. No, come back this way. So that's the railroad tracks right at Coastal or Garden of Gethsemane. And that's on both sides that they need to be addressed because there's a dip on the left side and then there's a hip on the, a lift on the right side. And so, that is a hindrance to many people. And I definitely don't want somebody to become, stranded in or cause an accident trying to avoid that thing that's on the railroad. But once we get more information and or hear back from Union Pacific, I will definitely reach out to you on that or update you on that information. I do not have that particular track number because there's a 1-800 number and then there's a track number or a particular code that's affiliated with that particular track, right? And so, or that crossing. And then what we do is we communicate, of course, with Union Pacific. We've done that also, communicated to them and let them know that their system is lifting. It's not the rail, it's the crossing, right? And so, again, I want to say we made that report, probably July. And so, yeah, we'll be definitely reaching back out to them, because when I exited the neighborhood earlier this week, I'm sorry, earlier last week, it was probably Wednesday or Thursday last week, I hit it, but I knew it was coming. I just couldn't get over. And so like I creeped over it, but it was still, it was still a concern. I almost pulled over and checked my rim. But thank God, no, there was nothing wrong. But we have again definitely reached out to the city of Beaumont, because they too can make that report to the Union Pacific, right? To have them to come address their track. We did get a phone call about the track on Washington Boulevard. I'm sorry, on Martin Luther King Parkway. I think that's around Harris or Harriet. No, Harris. And so over by, as you're going toward Interstate 10, that track. And so there was a gap in between their platform and the actual road. Well, that has been filled in with asphalt. My statement thereafter is, in a little while, because there is a hump that people are talking about too, but in a little while, as traffic continues to pass over that asphalt, it will start to lay flat. So give it a little while, roll over it. I wouldn't say as slow as you possibly can, because it's not that bad anymore, because of the amount of traffic that passes on Martin Luther King Parkway. So again, just be cautious, be careful. Again, if you see any railway that needs attention or needs to be communicated about, please let me know. I'll definitely, or reach out to us, and I'll definitely tell you how you can go about addressing that. Miss Neva, I see your hand now. So there's a button on your phone that says mute or unmute. You'll probably tap the screen, and then that will come up with the little volume.
Yes, sir. There is also a spot on Laurel Street that has that same problem with the railroad track.
Is that Laurel approaching Martin Luther King Parkway?
Laurel turning off of Martin Luther King Parkway going on to Laurel Street. Is that Laurel or Liberty? Whatever.
It's actually both of them. So Liberty goes westbound, and then Laurel comes eastbound.
The eastbound lane. No, it's the westbound lane.
Okay.
Yeah, that they also have that same type of issue.
So I remember coming back from around your area, and I took Liberty coming back. Right. Ursula said both. It's both.
Yeah, it's both sides.
That was one of the issues that I saw going and coming back, especially going down Liberty, coming back Laurel. It was,
It is
very, very horrible, very horrible.
both sides.
So I will definitely go by and find out who that track is for, because not all tracks are for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely go out, find out who that is, and we'll communicate the requested repairs or needed repairs. And again, I think they're making their way that way, because again, like I saw on Martin Luther King Parkway, they're now starting some works over on the Concord side. Not this side, but when you're coming back into the downtown area and Concord split like that, and keep straight alongside of Dragon, that's that area that I think is next, that's up for repairs. And again, I'm not sure who those tracks are for, so we would have to reach out to them and identify them, and that's not a problem.
Okay.
Awesome. Any questions, feedback, comments, statements that you would like the association to look into, address? And if you have any concerns that you wanted to bring up that you do not see on our agenda, please feel free to share that now and or email us at Charlton-Pollard GHCA@yahoo.com with your grievances. So anyone that you have any questions, please feel free to ask now. And thereafter, we will close our meeting for the day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I see Ursula's on the line. Miss Ursula Carlin's on the line. Thank you so much for attending. She's also a South End native, South End resident. She's also a BISD educator. She is one of my middle school friends. We played tennis together. So Ursula, you have anything you would like to give, say, and or communicate?
I can't hear.
Okay, I said if it let me take off my mute, but okay, but yes, you're doing an awesome job, and yes, I see how y'all pointed out all those little problems that they've been having right there on the railroad tracks, and yes, the one on MLK is actually getting a lot better than it was, because it was like tearing up some cars.
Mm-hmm.
But when she pointed out the one on Liberty, it's like 1, 2, and 3 right there.
Yeah.
So,
and I was trying to think of, I think that's, I'm not sure. I think that's North Street or South Street?
North Street.
Okay. I
Yeah,
knew it
North
was
Street.
one of them that's off over there that got that horrible, as you passing up the rice mill, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go put it up.
So it got more over there than that whole little strip need to be redone. And I know I think that rail car is finally gone that was laying right there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's been laying there, and they got a patch of the street that need to be fixed right there as well.
Where?
Right there by that rice mill.
Oh, okay.
And yes, they is shutting down, y'all, for they've been open over 100 and something years, and they are finally Beaumont Rice Mill. They are finally shutting down. Yes. So if y'all didn't know, yes, that's
that's some information I'm sure I did not know.
Yeah, my husband worked there. So
wow.
brother-in-law gonna be out of the job soon. So that being said, that's all I have.
Look, and I just went down the line. BPD, Beaumont Police Department is hiring. Beaumont Fire Department is hiring, and the city of Beaumont is hiring.
Okay. Yep. And look, and they got 50 other rice mills trying to snag them back. And he was like, I don't know if I want to go back that route. So now he got options.
Absolutely. And by all means, Ursula, we appreciate you. And I know you're just getting from school, and
went to another school.
Yeah.
I left the career center. So that's why I wasn't able to jump on right then. And they said, oh, we don't have signals in this building. I went. So I was trying to hurry up and get to this meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for attending. Any other questions, feedback, or comments that you would like to make to our association and or our neighbors?
Just keep up the great job. This is awesome. And keep the information flowing.
I sure shall.
All right.
I'm gonna hook her in a little while. She's gonna be like on a committee or something. She's trying to get away. That's why I'll be busy in school, and okay, I'm gonna get you.
But I don't get out.
I already know. She's also the swim coach, y'all. She's a swim coach.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I got a lot on my plate right now.
We just sound booked. Awesome. So additional information that we would like to share. Again, our email is Southend Charlton-Pollard GHCA@yahoo.com. Our social media on Facebook is also, we have a Facebook profile and a Facebook page. There's two different things, but they're both the South End Charlton-Pollard GHCA. Health Needs Project, National Academic Academies.org, scenario planning link. Again, the Health Needs Project is what we're doing here with Dr. JJ. That information is available for you, as well as the scenario planning that we're doing through Lincoln Institute or with Lincoln Institute of Land Policy. That information is also available for you to access, as well as the City of Beaumont 2035 plan. That has also been is available for you to check out. Our post office box of the association is P.O. Box 2790, Beaumont, Texas 77704-2790. Also, again, we want to stress, get your voter registration in line. Make sure that your family's voter registration is in line. Make sure that if you know of a senior or a disabled somebody, that they have a voter registration that's active and an application to mail by to vote by mail. Again, you do have, as residents, we do have the access to pull up to a poll, or especially if you're disabled, you have that opportunity to pull up to a poll and vote. They will not restrict you. Two people should come out and greet the individual that's voting, by what they call a mobile poll, a mobile voting booth. And so they'll roll that out to that individual, make sure that they're comfortable in their process of voting, and they'll give them that receipt. They'll slide that receipt in there, and then they'll give them their official voter receipt so that they can have as well. Any other questions, please feel free again to reach out to the neighborhood association. My phone number is 409-499-9031. If you have anything that you would like to address with our neighborhood and or the neighborhood association. Again, God bless y'all. Stay safe, stay vigilant. And I have one more thing. I do apologize. So at the beginning of the month, something was communicated to our neighborhood association from the Beaumont Fire Department. And I'm sorry, the Beaumont Firefighters Union president. And so in receipt of that communication, we responded back as the neighborhood association. Of course, I'm sorry. Oh, that's noon.
I don't mute my phone no more.
And so what we've done is we've reached out to particulars, right? So that we can understand the city manager, the city fire chief, as well as the city attorney, to find out what was the ins and outs of what was communicated to us about this particular piece of equipment and or vehicle that was considered to be out of service. And it's not out of service, especially after speaking with Chief White. That engine is dispersed throughout the entire city. And this is engine ladder 11, not engine 11, engine ladder 11. And so this is the truck with the ladder on it, and that goes all about. And so that they, our response, we did print it up also for you all to read and become familiar with, as well as we did propose to BISD for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Innovative Learning and Community Campus. We presented that to them, I want to say back in July. We'll definitely send that, the rest of, especially being that we're about to go into their, what is it called? Voting tax session. We'll definitely be able to be communicating that not only to the administration of BISD, but also our board of trustees as well. So again, we'll have this information posted to you all on our social media as well as on our website as it's developed. Any questions? I see you, Ursula. Go ahead. You muted though.
Okay. I also on the voter registration thing, they have another one about the teachers getting paid on there. So spread the word, because that's the only way we're gonna be able to get a raise if everyone go out and vote for it.
I totally agree. And you might be able to, because we're looking to do a specific workshop on that particular topic, Ursula. So you might be able to reach out to maybe a guidance counselor, DIAG, or I'll reach out to Dr. Allen to see if we could get somebody that will do, that will be willing to be on with us and take questions as well as answers about that process.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I do appreciate you all for being on this evening, and I hope and pray that you all stay safe throughout the rest of the evening and into the end of the week. If there's anything again that we will post or would like to communicate, again, I hope you are following our Facebook page as well as our Facebook profile. Perry Busby, I see you over there in the background. You don't have to be quiet. I thank you for attending. And Sheree, we appreciate all of your time and effort that you spend not only with this neighborhood, but with all neighborhoods throughout the city of Beaumont. You are greatly appreciated. Director Jasper, we will be talking shortly, especially about getting her. We got to get her in. Oh man. But again, y'all have a good night. God bless. And thank y'all again. Her too. God bless.